Welcome to Unit 5, Week 3. This is our introduction video, and our essential question for this week is what changes in the environment affect living things? Last week we spent time talking about how people adapted to change, and this week we're really going to focus on how the environment affects living things. So be sure you get your 5-subject notebook. You're going to be gluing that vocabulary sheet in the vocabulary section. And today, when you are finished with your activities, you need to turn in your 5-subject notebook. So let's get started. So this week, of course, our question is what changes in the environment affect living things? And in this photograph, we have a picture of monarch butterflies. And they have a special survival tactic that they use. In the winter months, or in the fall actually, they start to realize that the weather's changing and it's going to impact their life, basically. And so they start to head to the south and they winter over in Mexico. And scientists study the way that these monarchs seem to know that the change of season is about to happen, and they start their cycle of traveling to Mexico, and then they do their return trip again in the spring, and that is when the weather has changed enough in North America to allow them to have food and places to lay their eggs. So that is a pretty gradual change for those butterflies, or at least the generations of them. But Earth is always changing, and some changes, like the monarch migration, are gradual and they take time. But sometimes there's ones like volcanic eruptions that are sudden and change the environment very quickly, causing animals and trees to have to change suddenly in order to adapt to their new environment. Okay, let's get our 5-subject notebooks and our sheet. We're going to start our vocabulary. The first word that we have this week is atmosphere. It's a noun. And the atmosphere is the layer of gases that is around the earth. And in our picture it says clouds form in our atmosphere, the layer of gases around earth. Our next word is decays. Decays. It's also a verb. And if something decays, it rots or spoils. And when fruit decays or rots, it is not very tasty and should not be eaten, by humans anyway. The next word we have is gradual. Gradual. And it's an adjective. When change is gradual, it happens slowly. So gradual means to take place in a rather slow manner. The release of sand in an hourglass is gradual, so that it takes 1 hour or whatever the time might be in that hourglass. The next word is impact. In this case, it's a noun, and we're going to work with it as a noun this week. And it is something that has an impact on you, has kind of a strong effect on yourself, your beliefs, or maybe even your health. And in this picture, we have a veterinarian who has a big impact on the health of a pet. Our next word is noticeably. Noticeably. And this is one of the few adverbs we've had, and you can tell it's an adverb because it ends with ly. And it is something that is easily seen, such as if a plant has grown noticeably, it's easy to see that it has gotten bigger. And in this picture, Jose's hair was noticeably shorter after his haircut. Our next word is receding. Receding. It is a verb, And when something is receding, it is moving back away. And in this picture, we had some mountains in the rearview mirror of a car. And it says, as I drove away, the mountain seemed to be receding in the distance. Our next word is stability. In this case, it is a noun. If something has stability, it is solid, it's steady, and it doesn't change much. And while he was on his sprained leg healed, Stephen used crutches for stability when walking. Our next word is, here we go, variations. Variations. A variation is the amount that something changes, such as a variation in the temperature. And in the valley, there are many variations in the color green. All right, that is the end of our video for this week for our vocabulary. Be sure that you study these words over the week because you will have them during the Thursday on your weekly selection test. You may end the video now.